Meghan Markle. That is the subject of today's talking points. Meghan Markle lies regularly, more than most people, about a lot. Yes, you can go back to the Oprah interview for many examples. She and Harry secretly married 3 days before their actual...
Stop the presses, folks. Meghan Markle is having a birthday crisis. That's right, the Duchess of Authenticity just got exposed in the most humiliating way possible. She claims she's 44, but the yearbooks, the alumni records, and a very smug Megyn Kelly are all screaming, "Honey, you're closer to 50. And the irony? Meghan has spent years preaching authenticity. Be yourself, embrace who you are, tell your truth. But apparently, her truth comes with an asterisk and a whole lot of concealer.
Her baby wasn't going to be a prince because of his race. No. She had her passport taken away by the palace. False. Palace HR dismissed her suicidal pleas for help. On and on and on it goes.
This isn't just embarrassing. This is catastrophic for a woman whose entire brand is about being real. Let's start with the hypocrisy, because oh boy, it's delicious. Meghan Markle has turned authenticity into a business model. She's built speeches, podcasts, Netflix series, an entire global empire on telling people to be honest about who they are. And now, the receipts say she's been lying about something as basic as her age. You can't scream about authenticity on Monday, then shave 5 years off your birth certificate on Tuesday.
How she swore she had absolutely no contact with the writers of that fawning book, Finding Freedom, about Megxit. Compare those statements with her statements to the British courts, where she was forced to admit to the judge that, whoops, she forgot.
That's not authenticity. That's called Hollywood math. If this were anyone else, we'd shrug. But when the Duchess of Sussex, the self-proclaimed authenticity queen, can't even be authentic about her own timeline, the whole empire collapses faster than Archwell's Spotify contract. Enter Megyn Kelly, the woman who never misses a chance to call Meghan out. And this time, she went for the jugular. On her show, Kelly flat out questioned Meghan's official age. She dragged out alumni photos, pointed at timelines, and basically said,
She 100% was in contact with the authors of Finding Freedom, a fact obvious to anyone who read that boot-looking embarrassment of a publication. She lies so often, she's had to hire a new publicity team now.
Duchess, if you're 44, then I'm the Virgin Mary. And here's the kicker. Kelly didn't just present it as gossip. She presented it as evidence. Cold, hard, humiliating evidence. In Meghan's world, perception is everything. And Meghan just shattered that perception with one brutal takedown. Now let's talk about the smoking gun, the photos. Alumni reunion shots. Graduation photos. Yearbooks stamped with years that don't line up. These aren't whispers, these aren't anonymous sources. These are literal pieces of paper that say, sorry, Meghan, the math doesn't add up.
Her Spotify podcast, which is rather amusing when you consider the falsehoods broadcast there so far have all been about her. What's the fact checker going to do?
And here's the painful part. Once a photo resurfaces, it never dies. They'll haunt Meghan's brand forever. Every time she blows out birthday candles for 44, the internet will be there posting side-by-sides, asking, but what about 1993, Duchess? That's the kind of scandal you can't PR spin. You can't Netflix edit. The receipts are printed in black and white. Now, to be fair, Meghan isn't the first actress to play games with her age. In Hollywood, it's practically tradition. Casting directors want 25-year-olds to play 35 and 35-year-olds to play 25.
I'm sorry, madam. It's appeared that you've lied about yourself again. Best of luck to the fact checker working for the Duchess of Duplicity. No, Duchess. The South African actor in the British Lion King production did not tell you that he celebrated your wedding with others in the streets.
Age isn't just a number in Hollywood. It's a career death sentence. But here's where Meghan's case is different. She's not just another actress hustling for roles. She's a duchess who stood on stages around the world, wagging her finger at everyone else about being authentic. So when she allegedly fudges the numbers, it's not just Hollywood strategy. It's hypocrisy. She's not bending the truth to land a role. She's bending it while telling the rest of us to live our truths. That's the scandal. And this is where it gets catastrophic. Meghan Markle's entire identity is curated like a Netflix documentary.
Your baby did not almost die in a fire while you were on an overseas trip. There was some smoke from a heater, and your son was nowhere near the room. Markle's latest lie came from her podcast that she did with Paris Hilton yesterday.
Every interview is rehearsed. Every camera angle is polished. Every story she tells is edited until it fits the brand. Strong, honest, authentic. But this age scandal? It rips the mask off. It shows the world that Meghan isn't selling authenticity. She's selling illusion. She wanted to be timeless. Instead, she looks desperate. She wanted to be iconic. Instead, she looks like she photoshopped her Wikipedia page. And the worst part, once people start doubting your most basic truth, your age, they start doubting everything else. If Meghan lied about her age, what else has she lied about?
She was about 25 years old and an aspiring actress in Hollywood. Now, any normal person who was on that show and later married a prince would probably say, oh, it was super fun and it opened up a lot of doors for me and I'm very grateful.
The palace, the tabloids, the Oprah interview, suddenly nothing is safe. So let's recap. Meghan Markle built an empire on authenticity. But Megyn Kelly just tore that empire down with a few photos, a timeline, and a smirk. The Duchess may claim she's 44, but the world is now convinced she's pushing 50. And no amount of PR spin or royal victimhood can put the candles back on that cake. So Meghan says she's 44. The alumni photos say otherwise. Megyn Kelly says otherwise. And the internet? Well, the internet isn't just saying otherwise. They're turning Meghan's birth certificate into the biggest meme since Spare. Hit the discount bin at Walmart.
Meghan missed the Markle. Now that she's in her $15 million mansion in Montecito, which, despite her claiming that Harry saw the place and its intertwined palm trees out front and said to her, "They're us, my love."
Here's where it gets ugly. Meghan insists she was born in 1981. But photos from the mid-90s put her at an age that doesn't align with her official records. It's like one of those math tests where the teacher writes, "Show your work." And Meghan? She can't. Journalists are now putting her career milestones against official age claims. For example, Meghan allegedly graduating at 22, but the timeline looks like she should have been closer to 27. Hollywood credits showing her as a fresh-faced newcomer, when she was allegedly in her mid-30s. And this isn't conspiracy, this is arithmetic. The numbers simply don't add up.
Resulting in the purchase, the lovebirds have now reportedly decided is utterly insufficient to their needs and they're getting a new one. But anyway, now sitting with those palm trees blowing in the breeze in front of them, with the benefit, I guess, of 2020 hindsight, I suppose, she now sees her time on that show as exploitative.
And when the numbers don't add up, neither does the brand. Now let's move to Archewell, the Sussex's beloved do-good brand. Archewell was supposed to be about truth, about impact, about making the world more honest, transparent, and kind. But how does a brand built on truth survive if its founder allegedly lied about her birth date? Think about that. Donors, sponsors, Netflix execs, Spotify execs, they already pulled the plug once. And now, this age scandal just gives them another reason to ask. If she's hiding her age, what else is she hiding? Archewell doesn't look like a charity anymore. It looks like a Hollywood publicity stunt gone wrong. And here's where it gets really fascinating.
So much to dissect here. First, the laughable notion that she did not know what she was getting herself into when she took a job in which one's only mission is to look tan, wear false eyelashes, and wear a skimpy, shiny dress while opening a suitcase.
Buckingham Palace hasn't said a word. Not one syllable. But silence in royal terms is louder than a marching band. They know Meghan thrives on attention. They know she's addicted to controlling the narrative. And so, the palace does the one thing Meghan can't fight. Nothing. No denial. No defense. No response. Just quiet dignity while Meghan twists in the wind. That silence makes her look guilty. That silence makes her look insecure. That silence is the ultimate royal revenge. They don't even need to lift a finger.
Out that suitcase number 24 did not actually have the nuclear codes in it, which needed her deciphering. That she wasn't going to be discussing Alzheimer's and the chromosomal missegregation caused by the amyloid beta peptide. She knew exactly what she was getting herself into on that job.
Meghan self-destructs all by herself. And this brings us to the bigger picture. Meghan Markle isn't just being accused of shaving off a few years. She's being accused of selling an illusion. For years, she's presented herself as the authentic Duchess, the woman who escaped the toxic palace, the relatable mother, the victim-turned-hero. But the age scandal strips that away. Because once people realize one part of the story doesn't match, they start questioning the rest. Did she exaggerate the palace drama? Did she twist the media stories? Did she reinvent her history to fit the narrative? Suddenly, Meghan looks less like a duchess.
What she is trying to con us on now is whether she enjoyed it. She loved every minute of it. She wanted to be objectified. She wanted the adulation, just like she still wants it to this day.
And more like an illusionist who edits her life as carefully as her Netflix specials. And here's the tragedy. Meghan wanted to be timeless. She wanted to be iconic. She wanted to be the woman who redefined royalty. Instead, she looks like a desperate actress trapped in a role she can't escape. A duchess caught lying about something as basic as her own birth date. So what do we have here? A duchess of authenticity, or whatever she calls herself, exposed by her own timelines. A credibility crisis for Archewell. A silent palace laughing behind closed doors. A social media roast that will haunt every future birthday post. And Meghan Markle herself? She's not the queen of authenticity anymore.
Just Want My Privacy now has a podcast, a Netflix show about her in production, a bio coming out by her spouse that's about to hit the shelves. She gave a lengthy interview to The Cut of New York Magazine just the other week, worked with the authors of that book, as I just mentioned, and just today was on the cover of Variety.
She's the Empress of Edits, the woman who built an empire on being real, only to collapse under the weight of her own illusion. Megyn Kelly didn't just expose a secret. She exposed the very foundation Meghan built her empire on. And once that foundation cracks, the whole castle comes tumbling down. You'd think after Oprah, after Spare, after the endless victim speeches, Meghan Markle would finally learn to sit down, log off, and stop playing with fire. But nope, she had to tinker with the one thing nobody can hide from: the calendar. Time, math, reality. And now, she's paying the price. Here's the truth. Meghan's PR team can spin almost anything. Paparazzi photos? Blame the media. Netflix deals collapsing? Blame racism. Spotify pulling the plug? Blame sexism. But how do you spin a date of birth? How do you rebrand arithmetic? You can't. The numbers don't care about your sob story. They don't care about your Hollywood lighting. They just sit there mocking you like, "Try gaslighting us now, Duchess." And let's not forget poor Prince Harry, who looks more confused than anyone. Imagine being Harry. You gave up your family, your military titles, and half your dignity, only to realize your wife might have shaved years off her resume. Harry wrote a whole book about my truth. Turns out Meghan's been writing her own in pencil. So where does this leave us? Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Authenticity, exposed as the Duchess of Arithmetic Gymnastics. She wanted to be forever young, forever iconic, forever untouchable. But thanks to Megyn Kelly, alumni photos, and the internet's brutal sense of humor, Meghan's not timeless anymore. She's just time's latest victim. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the irony of Meghan Markle, a woman who wanted to control her story, only to get destroyed by the one thing she can't edit, her own birthday. Meghan claims 1981. Alumni photos suggest otherwise. It's like she hired a Hollywood scriptwriter for her own life story. Kindergarten photos, middle school graduation, college yearbooks, each image silently screaming, "Nice try, Duchess." The lesson here? No amount of lighting, contouring, or PR spin can hide arithmetic. Sorry, Meghan, time is undefeated. Fast forward to Windsor. Meghan marries a prince, moves into a castle, and suddenly her age is timeless. Every speech, every appearance, every royal wave is meticulously choreographed. But now, we know the truth. And suddenly, timeless looks a lot more like math challenged. It's like watching a magician's trick gone wrong. The curtain lifts and poof, the illusion collapses in front of the world.